Skill, the first frame, Judd Trump to break.
Judd Trump was not duly bothered by Barry Hawkins, who was disappointing in the first round. Trump pot success in that match was 95%. He played very well, he had a century, and of course Ding had to come through a really dramatic match with Mark Williams. Had a little bit of running, it's got to be said, but he's here to take on the world number one. The head-to-head is close, 9-7 to Trump. They've never played each other in the Masters. Worth waiting for, Dominic, their first meeting. Great atmosphere again here.
Yeah, absolutely. Both players centre stage. It's almost like a ranking event final, isn't it? When you're down to one table, fantastic atmosphere, over 2,000 people set to enjoy what could be a terrific match. Interesting to point out, though, that Ding has lost quite heavily to Judd recently. In the last two meetings, Judd has won 4-0 and 10-4 in the final of the World Open, so Judd must come into this match brimful of confidence. Life's good for Judd off the table as well. He's in a happy place at the moment.
Yes, of course, he's halfway to what would be a unique Grand Slam of the four major titles in the game, having won in Saudi Arabia and the UK Championship. And if he wins this match, he's guaranteed to set a new record for most prize money won in a single season. And of course, we're only in January. I mean, he's going to break it anyway, but he would break it here this weekend. Life is good right now for Judd Trump.
Yes, and so is his game as well. Convincingly ahead of Ding Junhui in the pot success statistics. Ding's pot success for the tournament is, well, the match he played was 87%. Judd, as we know, 95, big difference. Chance of this red to the right corner. Black comprehensively tied up, as you can see, with red surrounding it, so I think if Judd could play a good safety shot, he would. It's pointless almost taking this red on. He can't really get onto a colour without good fortune.
Below ball. Six.
It's been a good few days since these players played on this table, and I think it's changed dramatically. The cushions are a lot quicker now.
Judd Trump, 6.
Yes, it'll be recovered tonight after the Karen Wilson-Luca Brissell quarter-final. We know, of course, Sean Murphy will play Mark Allen tomorrow afternoon in the first semi-final.
Judd wants to play off this red here that he's pointing to with his Q-tip, but he knows there's a slight chance that that red could cannon into another and end up with one going near the corner pocket. He thinks it may just pass, though. Oh, that's a good shot. Played played that with check side to create the right angle. That's a very tricky shot to play. He's executed it beautifully.
I don't think players get too excited about quarter-final appearances. I mean, in this event, it means you've won one match, doesn't it? It's titles they won. Ding won it in 2011. And Judd Trump is a twice Masters champion, 2019 and 2023.
Intentionally, of course, caught the blue, so Ding has a chance here. Pink is available into the right corner, the black's available, but the black spot is tied up.
One.
Well, he's on the black in a fashion. It's a little thinner than Ding would like it to be.
Eight.
Worked out nicely. He had a little bit of running, didn't he, towards the end against Williams? There's no doubt about it. And, you know, some days you'll get it, some days you won't. But it can make a massive difference, particularly at the level they're playing at, of course.
Nine.
Yeah, Judd mentioned in the interview with George about his first meeting with Ding. That was in the UK Championship, the qualifiers in 2005. I mean, Ding had already won the China Open, but he was still quite lowly ranked. And Judd, that was his first season. He was only 16, and he got drubbed 9-2. That was a kind of introduction to what the tour's actually about. So used to winning as a junior, but then it's been thrown in at the deep end against talents like
16.
Ding, who was only a couple of years older than him, but had already won a tournament. And, of course, he went on to win that one.
No doubt, in my mind, that Ding possesses one of the finest techniques I've ever seen. It quite literally is textbook. The way he strikes the ball, though, has changed in
7.
recent years, but I'll never criticise that, because the way you strike the ball is all to do with how you're feeling. If you're tense, if you're anxious, or if you have the yips or something like that. It's like throwing a dart. When the darts players have the yips, they just can't let go of the dart. And I think a couple of issues have maybe
23.
become a little manifest in Ding's cue action, the way he strikes the ball, but again, it's all to do with how he feels.
24. $31. $32.
important that Ding begins this match well, puts pressure on Judd. Always have to do
39.
that when you're playing against greatest players.
$40.
So this is the last of the easily available reds for Ding. He'll need an angle to go into those
47.
reds. From his next colour, you feel there's nothing available. Set one into the left corner, which you wouldn't ordinarily play for.
$48.
And that hasn't finished well for Ding. He may have to consider now the pink to screw back for the red that's available into the left corner. It's the red, well, furthest right in the picture, the one that's probably closest to the right corner. There's just one there in the middle of that group that will pot. $49 points the lead. Now, does Ding have a good angle to go into the reds here? I'm not sure he does.
$62.
Ding will need one more red after this to make the frame safe. He's 56 ahead. 67 will remain if he can pop this red. Will he try and bring a red into play here?
$63.
Well, it's a terrific black, but he does still need another red here. 64 in front, 67 on. But he played that confidently, that black. He didn't sort of prevaricate before playing it. But we've seen a few frames, haven't we, this week, stolen with a great clearance, that have made real differences in matches. We saw one yesterday with Sean Murphy. Of course, Mark Allen won a couple against Selby. But it's a good start from Ding, a solid 70. He's just not quite over the line yet. But he's got chump snookered, it would seem, on all 5 reds.
Been an immaculate start from Ding. And the red that's closest to the cue ball, I'm sure, will pass the black to the centre. It's worth taking on. Frame ball.
Don't think anyone was quite sure, but it stayed out.
Oh, what's he done there? I'm sure Ding can pop that red that's close to the cue ball.
Yeah, misjudgment. And he's handed Ding the frame, it would seem. It's on the black for the extra 7 points. That puts him 72 in front. Well, he didn't just roll it in, did he? He's got into the reds as well. So Ding looking confident. And that's so much of the sport is about what you show your opponent. And he's come out here and said to Judd Trump, I'm in a good mood today. I'm going to play well, and you're going to have to do the same.
$16.
So Ding takes the first frame in what is surely going to be an entertaining match here this afternoon. The 70 break did all the groundwork. He leads 1-0.
Junhui to break.
These two have played some big matches against each other. Don mentioned the World Open final that Trump won last season. Ding beat him in the German Masters final 2014. The semis at the Crucible, that was maybe the biggest of all. 2011, that went 17-15 to Trump. He's won a couple more meetings there against Ding. Ding beat him in 2016. The list goes on and on. It's always an interesting matchup because they're a similar age, from the same generation. Oh, well, the biggest break of the day so far, I think, came up at the Century Club there. Someone's maybe had too good a lunch.
Certainly. The breakage of glass there would have distracted Judd. But the red coming back and cannoning the cue ball as it did has probably helped him, although there is still a possible red for Ding to attempt potentially into this left centre, but it's risky. And you can see it only just passes the pink. And the cue ball would be running into the two reds above it, so is it worth the risk?
Another packed house. It has been every day, and the fan zone here at the venue has been doing good business as well. Some of the legends of the game have been making personal appearances, signing autographs. There's tables to play on as well, so it's a great experience coming here. Tickets are going on sale for next year, I believe, at the weekend, so I'm sure they'll be snapped up very quickly.
It's one of the tournaments that a lot of the public love to watch. Of course, the World Championships as well, but, you know, to be at the Alexandra Palace to witness the Masters. I know a few friends from my club in Stroud, the match play, they go up. There's about 5 or 6 of them. Very popular venue.
I think the Masters has got bigger. I think partly because it's moved. It used to be in February, didn't it? And there would have been a couple of tournaments before it, whereas now it is the first event of the year. You know, and the sort of January blues, back to work, the weather's no good. Well, this is a perfect distraction from all that. And also, of course, the field now he's very much the best 16 players in the world. The old ranking system, your ranking was set for the whole year. So you'd be ranked after the World Championship for a whole year. So you can get to this point in the year, you might not have won a match, and yet you're still in the Masters. So players were sometimes out of form. That's not the case here. We know how hard it is to get in the top 16 now.
This red needs to slow down or go in or something. I feel a bit sorry for Judd there, because that red really did catapult off the baulk cushion. I think Judd had intended it to stop a good 3 or 4 feet short of where it did.
One.
This red is a bit of a thinner cut than Ding was hoping it would be, but he could still swing the cue ball around the angles and play for the blue into the same centre pocket as the red if he wishes.
7. Eight.
Now with pink and black awkwardly placed, is it worth risking going into the pack of reds to develop one of them?
At first glance, it could have
13.
finished better. You know, very aggressive shot again, very positive.
Yeah, absolutely, Dave. And you can see those two reds aren't quite a plant, but the red we just saw there, the bottom of that group of 4, oh, he's going to take a thinner cut on. This is a little more missable. Sign of the confidence that Ding has.
I think it's twofold. One, he feels he's got to take the game to trump, but also he's aware that Judd Trump's safety game now is really, really good. You know, that is something that's developed over the years, and it's actually one of the best now on tour. So he doesn't want to get sort of sucked into that. So he's on the front foot. We know what a wonderful break builder Ding is. Of course, he's the only man who's made 2 maximums in this event. There's only been 5. Quite telling there, isn't it? His debut in 2004, he was only 16. He was very much new on the scene. He didn't speak English. It was very difficult because he was basically the only Chinese pro then. You know, he didn't have the community they have now.
Yeah, I played Ding when he was a very, very young professional. I can't remember what tournament it was in. It was a longer match, but I just remember being completely, well, I wouldn't say overawed, but just in awe of his technique. It was just incredible. Of course, we're well used to watching Ding now.
20.
We're used to his technique, but then it was just, like, this guy is like a robot, I remember thinking. I mean, it just looked like he couldn't miss.
25. Point 6. $31.
Now, Ding could play for the pink here into the same pocket as the red. He could really do with having it in open play on its spot. It must be worth a risk. But if he left the cue ball short, he wouldn't be on it, so just having a little think here. He'd have to take the cue ball around the back of the two reds near the right side cushion.
$32.
Oh, clearly didn't intend to cannon the black. He's on the blue. And I think he'd expect to knock it in, but where does the next red come from?
$37.
Yeah, you could see he was a little nervous about catching the other red first, but anyway, he's potted that nicely. Completely one-sided so far, isn't it, this match?
$45.
He's been very apologetic today, Dings. Another time he just raised his hand in acknowledgement of a bit of good fortune.
46.
I never know whether that would make the other player feel better or not. If you want to be reminded of it, I don't know. Anyway, just being polite. The bottom line is he's come out. Yeah, that was... These tables are quick, thankfully. He's come out really determined. Got a red on the cushion and two tied up together, which are in his favour with the lead he's got. Can he kill the frame off here and really give Trump something to think about early on?
$52.
Judd would have seen all this before, of
59.
course, but he hasn't got a frame on the board yet. He's only attempted 3 pots. He's potted 2 of them. So he's still rather cold, sat in his chair, and hasn't had much table time. Won't be as accustomed to the way the table's playing.
$60.
So 2 more pots required to leave Trump leading snookers. This pink and the red out in the open.
66.
This is what Trump would have feared when he left that red over the left corner pocket. But Ding has had to sort this break out. It's not been plain sailing.
Four.
Ding has made 31 centuries at the Masters.
He still has, because he hasn't made one here, but he has made a break of 74 to follow the 70 in frame one. Judd Trump's only scored 6 points so far. Ding on top early on, leading 2-0.
The third frame, Judd Trump to break.
So Trump hoping to get a chance of his own. We know how heavily he can score when he gets going. 48 centuries this season, top of that list, but needs to get in first.
Judd will have to show a great deal of resilience. Wasn't the best break-off shot. He's left this red for Ding. He'll have to hope that Ding misses it. That's a very good pot when you've been kept cold and sat in your chair for a long time. The red close to the black is on into the left corner. If Judd could get onto that, that would be ideal. But he can just about cut the blue in to crash into the pack of reds.
Six.
That's tight. Do you know, that's awkward, because as a player you'd always pot these just off the top jaw. Well, just going to have to pot this dead centre.
Seven.
Yeah, had to be, as you say, so accurate there, and he was. One of the secrets of his success, undoubtedly, is that he doesn't back away from playing. He likes to play every day, and that's a great way to be. As you get older, you know, it gets harder to get motivated to practice. Not for Trump.
14.
Because he's well aware that a slight falling away, there's so many other players who can be winning these tournaments.
Jimmy mentioned in our studio that Judd doesn't really have any weaknesses in his game. Well, I'd have to agree with that. And the one thing that Judd does have as well these days that maybe didn't is that he's very adaptable as well. If one part of his game isn't functioning, he can just either take more pots on or play more safety. He's adaptable, and not all players are.
Well, he's #1 on pot success for the tournament, but 3 of the 5 players there are out, aren't they? So it didn't really tell you everything. I mean, Robertson yesterday didn't miss much, but he was still beaten quite heavily in the end.
Sean Murphy there. His pot success 93.2%. Well, Sean takes on a lot of pots, so that's very high. That's very good indeed. But Sean would be one of those players that's just a little less adaptable than a lot. But I think most of the great players are adaptable, and Sean is, but maybe Judd a little more so.
43. 44.
Yeah, I mean, when he started as a young lad, 17, 18, we sort of first saw him on TV, he was very raw, great talent, would go for everything, but learnt the hard way that you need more steel in your game at the top level. And as I say, all round now, in every department,
51.
he's very strong.
52.
And this has been an impressive break thus far because he's been kept cold, hasn't he? We saw when he came to the table it had been nearly half an hour since he potted the ball. He'd only potted 2, actually, prior to this frame.
60.
Just potted that red a fraction too cleanly, so may have to play a delicate cannon here. That's perfect. And that's brought all the reds into play now. And this is very impressive from Judd because he had to do
67.
something the way Ding was playing. He's given a half chance. And he's taken it.
68.
Yeah, in just 6 minutes he's already secured the frame mathematically. Now it's about whether he could make a century, and it's just about enough on for a 1-4-2 to pip Zhang Anda's 1-4-1. There's the high break target. Well, we cursed him again. And I think Ding will come back here. Needs some snookers, but frame not quite done.
Judd will be a little concerned. Ding's objective here will be to pot 4 reds, 4 blacks. The red he'll want to leave on the table is the one close to the pink, because he could snooker right in behind it and try to play that red near a bulk colour to give himself every chance of a free ball.
8.
So certainly all not lost here for Ding, and this is the 3rd frame.
It might be now.
Ding will play 8.
Didn't get very far down the line of what he was trying to do there. And that surely secures frame for Trump. There was no sign of sort of panic at all when he went 2-0 down. He was waiting for chance. It came pretty quickly, and okay, he didn't make a century, but he's won his first frame of the day.
6.
Obviously he was going to play that, wasn't it? Well, actually, you know, Judd will want to clear these up because he still hasn't had a great deal of table time. He'll want to play a couple of shots just to experiment, perhaps, just to find out how the table's responding to different spins, etc.
12. 13. Yeah. 20. 21. 21.
So the 75 was a timely break for Judd Trump. Gets him on the scoreboard. Ding's lead is reduced to 2-1. This is good stuff.
Junhui to break.
So Ding to break in the last before the mid-session break. His lead reduced to 2-1 in this meeting of these two 30-somethings who have already put on a show.
Please make sure your phones are on silent.
Well, Deshislava Boshalova just laying down the law there regarding phones.
Oh, that saved Judd's skin. Had that red wobbled in the jaws. Well, we know how well Ding's playing. That could have easily been 3-1 in no time at all.
Exactly, this fluke hasn't won him the frame, but it could have lost him the frame had that red stayed out.
Judd Trump 1.
Ding currently ranked number 9 in the world. Judd, of course, number 1. Ding has been number 1, but that was some 10 years ago. At a time when he had a fantastic season, winning 5 ranking events. In one season, that really
Touching ball.
was quite something back then.
Yeah, he was incredible, actually. Won 3 in a row at one point. Beat Trump in the final in Germany, and then, of course, lost to Michael Wosley. Round 1 at the World Championship just seemed an extraordinary result, bearing in mind what had gone before it. Of course, Trump has subsequently won 6 ranking events
Please
in a
make
season.
sure it's on silent.
Well, the refs just asked people to check their phones are on silent, but it seemed one person didn't.
The red has caught the jaw. Ding's left it on. All of a sudden, this incredibly competent and solid start from Ding is anything but at the moment. Making mistakes now that he wasn't making earlier.
One.
Judd will be pleased with that positional shot. He's on the red that's closest to the black.
4.
Just needs to make sure that he plays the positional shot well here, though.
5. Twelve. 13. 20. $21.
Good play for the red next to the yellow. Some players absolutely detest it when the bulk colours are down this end of the table. I know Sean Murphy hates it. I do.
26.
But it doesn't bother some players.
27.
I mean, quicker suggests a greater level of confidence, but it's about finding the tempo that suits you.
34.
And of course, every match is different. If there's protracted safety, your shot time might go out a bit.
35. $40.
Well, at first glance, this would be the last of the potable reds that Judd can easily get onto. So needs an angle now on the black to go into
41.
them. Could do with cannoning into the red directly above the black. If you were to catch the red to the left of it, they may not split well for Judd. Doesn't want to get too much backspin on the cue ball either. Could land in no man's land. Yeah, he caught the red I suggested he didn't want to cannon into, and I'm not sure he's on anything really.
48.
Well, that yellow you mentioned seems to be in the way of that red. Very close to this one. Well, it's a big moment, this. I mean, all the frames have been one-sided so far, but this is a chance for a counter-attack now for Ding.
I certainly don't blame Judd for having a go at that red. I think most players would. It was just...
Please make sure your phones are on silent.
Another phone goes off.
Yes, I sympathise with the ref
One.
because, you know, she's asked 3 times now. It's not hard to just check, as she says. Can you just, you know, it's asking a lot, apparently, to turn them off, but it's not that difficult to put a phone on silent.
Perhaps they're Judd fans trying to put Ding off. Oh, that's not good for Ding. He'll have to power this red in and play what's called a stun screw back. That will enable Ding to widen the angle just a little. Played it very nicely.
9.
That red, though, that's up near bulk will be a problem later on in the break if he gets that far.
$16.
Well, Ding could roll this red into the centre pocket, cannon the red just below the pink and be on the yellow. That would make the pot easier. If he plays it with backspin for the black, it's more missable.
7. 24.
Well, I think I'll be cannoning the red and pink now to play for the yellow. I'd love to have that yellow back on its spot.
$25. $27.
Ding may already have made the decision to play for the green from the penultimate red to bring that one under his sleeve out into the open.
$28.
So he's very nicely on this red now, just a stun off the side cushion, up for the green. Key shot coming up here if he gets the right angle. Could have a new favourite for this fourth frame.
$36. $39.
Well, he's brought the red out. Now, of course, he needs to pot it. The colours are then on their spots. Judd Trump was about a centimetre out from being more nicely on a red. The yellow was just in the way. Took on the one he was close to, didn't get it. But Ding's got that one.
40.
And now, what a chance to land a pre-interval blow.
$45. $47. $50.
Brown, blue and pink still needed.
$54.
Yeah, Trump's not done much wrong, but you don't have to, of course, at this level. But I've been impressed by how
59.
positive Ding has been right from the start of this match. He's exuded that air of confidence in his game. Pink for a great steal here in frame 4. Junhui clears up with 72 after Trump failed to kill the frame off. So it is China's #1 who holds the advantage as they go to the interval after just 54 minutes of play. Ding leading Trump 3-1.
35, Judd Trump to break.
Didn't feel like they needed an interval really. It was only 54 minutes the first 4 frames, but Ding went there on a high, having made that terrific 72 clearance to take the 4th frame. So he leads 3-1 in this race to 6 to reach the semi-finals of the Masters. The guys in the studio talking about prize money there. I mean, this event has received a boost from last year of nearly 300,000. For the first time, it's more than $1 million total prize money for the Masters. First prize is 350,000. That's gone up 100,000 on last year.
Ding probably expected the red he played to move further up the table towards the blue, but that often happens because during the interval the table would be brushed and ironed and it'd be playing at its best. Sometimes the cushions can be a little slow for a while. Oh, great pot. I'm sure Judd would have been on the practice table. Wouldn't have needed to have been, but he's got to come out razor sharp now from this interval. 3-1 behind. I don't need to say this, do I? But I've got a sneaking suspicion that the winner of the match will be the winner of this frame. If Judd can win it, still fancy him. But if Ding were to win it, it'd be a long way back for Judd, wouldn't it? 4-1.
Just didn't get a great angle on the blue.
Six. Seven.
Well, no position to a colour, but the pot alone would give Judd a lot of confidence. Is he bold enough to take the green on? Is the angle okay? There's your answer. Had a good angle on the green, but it's still a terrific pot now. Has that cue ball travelled far enough? Looks as though it has.
10.
This is how a lot of people love to see snooker played. Players going for their shots. It's great skill, but also the intent.
11.
So much on the line.
Oh, that's the worst thing for Judd. He's too straight on the black. Can leave himself a red into the centre pocket, but not sure Judd could do much more. Obviously the red then passes into the green pocket.
18.
That's another great pot from Judd. What a break this has been. All sorts of pots he's knocked in. Now, how will these reds develop? Oh, there's your answer. Judd will be delighted with this. He's got a red to the left centre. Stun up for the pink or the blue.
26.
And from seemingly nothing, he's given himself a chance to win the frame. What a break this has been.
Yeah, I mean, he's come out 3-1 down, but you couldn't say it was a sluggish performance from Trump. You know, he was on for that century in frame 3 and he was going well in frame 4. Certainly nothing sluggish about the way he started this frame. He's got the balls at his mercy now, really.
32.
But we saw in that last frame, you know, one thing can go wrong positionally. Suddenly you're left with a more difficult pot, you miss it and you lose the frame. That's the level we're at here at the Masters now, with the field we've got here.
Sorry.
Oh, we saw in an earlier graphic both players have a pot success of 92%. But
38.
I don't think there'd be that many players that could come back after interval, pot the balls that Judd has potted, bearing in mind he's 3-1 behind.
39.
Yeah, I mean, early on this break, you know, he was pulling up trees, wasn't he? The long red, the green, and then to get the reds open.
44. $45.
Just wondering, potting the pink, whether that will make life a little more difficult for Judd in terms of getting onto reds. Oh, he's played that well. He's on the red, right in the middle of those 5. Just needs to be a little careful
2-1.
with his position to a colour.
$52. $59.
Judd just 3 pots away from reducing the deficit to a single frame, barring snookers.
$60.
That red just about pots, but you'd want to be right behind it. If you had a half-ball angle on it or something like that, it'd be very tricky.
$66.
So the red, and it should be 3-2. Very impressive break this. As I say early on, it was not straightforward and he's had to just negotiate things to keep that man in that seat. Nobody mentioned centuries. We've already put the mockers on them a couple of times.
74. 75.
Well, for me, it's already the break of the tournament, this, bearing in mind Judd came out 3-1 behind. This is the sort of break that would frighten you to death as an opponent.
82. 83. $90. 91.
Don't you dare. Oh, what a shame. Denied a century by the in-off, but what a break that was. Judd Trump, all guns blazing after the interval. He cuts the deficit to 3-2. Well, it feels more like an exhibition than a big match at the Masters. It's kind of been both, and certainly Trump's break there really captivated this audience. It's 3-2 though. Ding's still in front.
This cloth has been on several days now, so it's much easier for the players to get the cue ball in behind a bulk colour from the break-off than it would have been on day one.
Trump ahead on the total points, but of course he lost that fourth frame when he had been in front to the Ding clearance. Great safety from Ding, particularly if Judd can't get through to the red that's furthest right. Oh, that's amazing. I thought Judd could have played a safety to leave the cue ball on this top cushion, but didn't like it. In attempting this red, Judd knew that he'd be cannoning other balls and there was no real likelihood he'd be on a colour. That alone can make you play a ball half-heartedly. But after such a great pot, be bitterly disappointed with that positional shot.
6. Judd trump 6.
Could have been away again there, but for the cannon to yellow, unintentional.
There was always a chance he could go close to that corner pocket there, but to cannon the yellow and then for it to finish in front of the cue ball, oh dear me, you don't see this every day. Worth another look, although I don't think Judd would like to see it again. And these slices of luck can make an enormous difference to who can win frames and win matches, because Ding's playing so well. If Judd were to make a mistake and his attempt to escape from this snooker. I mean, it could cost you a frame. Oh dear. Judd has played that shot very well, but I think he always knew that that red would be heading towards the centre pocket, but you can see where the cue ball's finished. The contact on this red was exactly as Judd was hoping it would be, but didn't want that red to finish there, did he?
No, I mean, Ding had a right touch in the first place with the snooker. Now can he make the most of it?
Well, Ding would probably consider playing for the black, but if he were to pot the black, I think it may go on the yellow spot. Oh, Ding, it's your lucky day. Make the most of it.
Yes, I mean, he had a touch against Williams. 95%, 90, maybe 99% of that was skill, but just the odd helping hand now and again. Little run of the ball, little flick here and there can make a big difference. We know that.
Eight.
Just landed in a bit of an awkward spot here, Ding. He's going to have to find a good positional shot now. Black out of commission for the time being. Pink is available, though. Decided to hold
9.
the pink to the right centre. But I'm just wondering where the pink goes if he pots it. The pink is still available. That's big news for Ding. Chance now to pot the pink and bring reds into play and clear the
16.
pink spot itself, so the fact that that black is out of commission may not be an issue now.
$22. $23. 28. $29.
In potting this pink, the pink spot may be made available. No, but Ding will be pleased that it now goes on to the black spot. That makes things even easier. Wow, what a surprise.
Junhui, 35.
I mean, how many of these would you expect Ding to miss? How costly will that be?
We could hear the shock from the audience. So Ding had a couple of big slices of luck early on, but still only 29 in front as Trump returns to the table, very relieved, I'm sure,
1.
that he's able to.
If Judd can make the most of this opportunity, it'll really hurt Ding. He looked
6.
all set there for a 4-2 lead. Judd has played for the red to the right of the pink. That will then bring the pink into play for the left corner.
$7. $30. 14. 20. 21. 27. 28.
Judd about to play for the last of the easily available reds. I suppose he could drop the one in that's closest to that left centre, but he needs to be right behind it. Now, if Judd plays for the pink, it will then go on its own spot, so the red below it on this top cushion. He'd have to do a bit more work with the cue ball.
$34. 40.
Oh, he was just put off there by a fly or something in his eye line.
40.
Applause there, but not sure how pleased Judd will be with the position on the pink. He'll have to force this in. Needs the cue ball to slow up. Oh, he's judged it well, very well indeed. So just having a look at the scoreboard, he's 18 points ahead, so still needs that awkward red below the one he's playing. Could leave an angle on the pink to screw him behind it. He's left-handed.
Well,
he can't screw him behind it now. He has too much angle on the blue, but maybe able to screw into the red.
Well, this red now is a big ball, isn't it? In this frame, in this match, he's not on it. And okay, he's in front in the frame, but basically everything else is on.
Judge, I'm 53.
See so many players play that shot at pace and hope to get lucky, but it's not always the best policy. I know Judd could put Ding back in trouble, but he's still got to play the shot.
Foul.
Oh, I don't know why Ding decided to play it from that left-hand side of the table. The cue ball's got much further to travel.
And it does make a difference, because now Trump just needs the red. Wouldn't need a colour off it to leave Ding needing snookers.
Yeah, and if Ding does nudge the red into a possible position, it's got less to travel to that right corner than it would if you played the other side and nudged it towards the left corner. It must be because he wouldn't be able to reach and would need to play it with the rest from the other side of the table. That's all I can think of. Missed it again.
Foul.
Yes, and now he has to hit it, because he's 32 behind. If he misses again, he needs a snooker.
Well, I wouldn't expect Judd to miss this, but there'll be a lot of pressure on it. A lot of pressure on it.
Yeah, as I say, it's different if there's a colour on a cushion or something, but there isn't. So if he left the red, he would fear that he lost the frame. But he hasn't missed it. Ding had a couple of big slices of luck at the start of this frame. He didn't make good on them. And it's another terrific pot from Trump that is surely going to bring us level. The thing about the Masters this year, every time you think you've seen the match of the tournament, another one comes along to rival it, and this is certainly doing that now. It's terrific viewing. I think Trump has played outstandingly well, actually. I know it's only level, but the way he's come back after the interval, showing no ill effects of losing that fourth frame, he feels like the favourite now.
30.
The scenic route for the blue. Look at that.
17.
The wrong side of it's no good at all.
A boo for the
Points two.
convention. I don't know what you're supposed to do with that blue, straight on it. Other than roll it in. Now then,
28.
what about the black?
Bertrand 28 and the
The crowd are loving this match, and why not? It's great viewing, and it's all square. There's a potential 5 more frames. Trump's won the last 2 to level at 3-3. So Judd Trump has won the first 2 frames back from the interval in this absorbing match here this afternoon, 3-3.
Long way away from that. And, you know, it's understandable. Judd has put Ding under a lot of pressure. Ding began the match so brightly, but Judd has come back at him very strongly. And that's what you need to do, put pressure on your opponent, and it can tell in the end. And when a match is tight like this,
1.
as it gets ever closer to the winning line, it's all about who deals with the pressure the best, who will end up coming out on top usually.
Yeah, it's almost about trying not to acknowledge
4.
there is any pressure. Trump seems very happy with how he's playing. And that long red from Ding, it wasn't too close, was it? I mean, he actually nearly fluked one, but the initial attempt didn't threaten.
5.
Judd's overrun for the blue there, and could cause a bit of a problem because the black isn't available. So he won't leave himself ideally on his next red. Just looking at that red next to the black, if it's available into the right corner, then Judd can try to play for it at some point. There it is. It would appear to go if he were low on it. Oh, Judd nearly has some luck of his own there. I don't think he's on the black, is he? It's tight. It's very tight, but... Oh, does it go? I don't think it does. He's got to play it with a lot of side spin to just push the black with the spin towards the pocket. But is it possible? Well, Judd had a bit of good fortune of his own there to be on that black. But the black spot is tied up. And once again, the black will have to go on the yellow spot, I think.
18.
It was his turn just to hold a hand up to Ding. I thought sorry was supposed to be the hardest word. They've been doing a lot of apologising, haven't they, between the two of them?
19. 24. $25.
Well, it appears that Judd has purposely played for the black here to get it back into play. Now it's spots available. See the pot success, 90% is good. But 95 is outstanding.
$32. $33.
Does Judd have an angle to go into the pack of reds here from the top cushion? Didn't need to. The red just to the left of the main bunch is still available. I wasn't sure it was.
40. $41.
But again, Judd will stun into these reds. If you play it with too much screw back, you can land in no man's land. Although actually the red by the pink is available. There's always a red somewhere, isn't there? Look at that.
48. $49. $54. $55.
Yeah, that's okay. Straightforward red to the right corner. Just
61.
off straight and stun up for the pink into the opposite corner. And all of a sudden, in no time at all, this frame could be over.
Yeah, just over 6 minutes, in fact.
62.
Quick kill. This is to take the lead for the first time in the match. So Ding will have lost 3 on the spin. And it's about his
69.
resilience now. It's also about how well Trump's playing, of course, but can Ding dig in? He took that long red on in this frame, didn't get close. Of course, he missed the red with the rest when he was building a lead in the previous frame. And those mistakes weren't there early in the match when he went 2-0 up.
$84. $85.
Yeah, and needs both reds. It's similar to that earlier frame. Needs both reds to make the century. So he's brought this one into play.
92.
He is top of the centuries list this season, 48.
$90. 99.
Well, it's It's been very impressive from Trump, and this pink to make his second century of the tournament. Just underlining how well he's playing. The 14th century of this year's Masters.
107. 110. 114. 119.
He really does feel like a man in his prime. Loving life, loving his snooker. All the rewards are there for his many achievements. Just needs to work on his doubles. But anyway, 1-2-5, terrific stuff from Judd Trump. He's in front for the first time. 4-3. That's the fascination, I think, with this game. So things have turned round dramatically here. Trump has won all 3 frames since the interval, the most recent with a 1-2-5, the first century of the match. And it's 22 minutes now since Ding potted a ball. But he has found the ball cushion with the break-off. I think that the question was twofold. One, can he get in? And two, can he get something going himself? If he doesn't, then it's not going to be his day, is it?
Given the way Ding was playing to establish that 3-1 interval lead, I think you'd have to be an attacking player in top flight, as Judd is here, to actually get back at Ding, because he felt so good and was so confident in his game. I don't think a tactically minded player would have got back into the match quite the way Judd has.
Wow. Another one flies in. Long potting for Trump. 89% in this match. Overall pot success, 95%.
Are we seeing Judd Trump at his absolute best? Well, I think we are.
8.
It's difficult for anybody to compete with this.
Yeah, I mean, 67% is good for long potting. That was the last 16, but as I say, 8 out of 9 here in this match.
9.
Perfectly judged cannon.
16.
Couldn't do a lot about being just the wrong side of this red, but Judd has all the cue power of anybody in the game, so he'll be able to do something with this. He'll probably attempt to bring quite a few reds into play. Just span off the reds there. Was hoping to surge the cue ball through them, but didn't. And that's why the cue ball's just run too far. Just ran off the reds there and didn't cannon anything else just to slow the cue ball up. Black would cut in, and Judd probably can't stop himself from going for it, but maybe needs to be a little more judicious because he has Ding under pressure here and he needs to keep him there.
Judd from 17.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he would like to have continued, but one thing he can't afford to do is give Ding an easy opener, because I think, frankly, that's what he needs now. So he's got to try and keep him at bay.
And even that safety shot was well thought out because of the red that's near the right side cushion. It's going to potentially cause a problem for Ding to try and get the cue ball back to bulk. Needs to be a little careful now with this one.
A double kiss. The last thing he needed.
Yes, the run of the ball has changed now for Ding.
One.
Lots of people in sport just think it's indicative of the way you feel, whether you have a good run of the ball in snooker terms or not. If you're feeling great, everything goes for you. If you're not, it goes against you.
Eight. Nine. 14. 15.
'Well, that was in frame 6 when he was in front. Not by many, 20 odd. But missed that, and it's all gone wrong since. He's not potted a ball since that
20.
point.
Twenty-one. 26.
I like this shot run through beyond the pink or the black. Decided
27.
to play it a little quieter and play for the pink into the centre. He'll be bringing reds into play here, but because he'll be cannoning into balls, he's just got to judge it well.
33.
Oh, even that pink is still available for Judd, and it's probably why he's taking this red now instead of the other one.
34.
Well, that phone going off didn't make any difference. Ding's not putting him under enough pressure, is he? That's the problem. And Trump's already
40.
feeling good and be feeling even better in a few balls' time because he'll be 5-3 up,
41.
needing one more for victory. We talk a lot about turning points, and when Ding made that clearance in the fourth frame, that was one, but you can have more than one. And when he missed
40.
the red with the rest in the sixth frame, that definitely was a big moment, turning it back the other way. And Trump has not looked back since. Just reeling these frames off in no time at all. Still enough on here, potentially for another century.
54. 55. 62.
The red stays out, so the break ends at 62, but it's another frame, he's 1-0. Ding in big trouble now. Trump rampant at Ali Pali, leading 5-3.
Judd Trump to break.
Quarterfinals of the UK Championship, he produced that great display against Zhang Anda, didn't he? He was 526 points without reply early in that one. It's hard to play like this all the time, but when he does play like this, you understand fully why he's where he is in the game. World number one, winning multiple titles each season.
Can Judd see this red over the left centre? Well, he can play a gentle swerve past the blue. And if he does so, I expect him to knock the red in, but will he be on the black? The side spin could help.
Keep quiet, please.
Maybe it's too severe a swerve. Secondary potential for Judd is to attempt the plant to the right corner. I beg your pardon, the left corner. But that would need to be made, and you know, it's a risk that you've got to bear in mind, the pressure that you've put your opponent under, and you mustn't be reckless. Judd would love to have a go at that plant. It's makeable, but you can see they're severely offset. Sometimes it's so tough to turn this thing down. When you're playing so well, you just think you can knock everything in.
Yes, I'm sure he feels if he can pot something here, he'll win the match from it. That's how confident he's feeling. He's giving it a good look, this plant. Here we go.
Tried to play the cue ball back towards Bolt to take some sort of pressure off it, but by playing it with that extra pace, it made the plant even harder. Judd was guaranteed to be on a colour had the red not come across and double kiss the cue ball, but still landed okay anyway. And Ding probably wondering whether he'll get back to the table
6.
now in this match.
Seven.
So 300 points without reply, because Ronnie O'Sullivan set the record all-time at the Masters back in 2014 against Ricky Walden. 556 points. Trump obviously can't break that. There aren't enough points available.
Ten. 11. 18.
Well, these stats are superb, aren't they? I mean, the long potting, 90%. 90% long
9.
potting. Having taken 10 and got 9.
$26. 27.
Stun spool back off the pack of reds to develop a few. Judged perfectly. But he's overrun that one. Still has the red, of course, to the left centre, but will be hampered.
32.
May not be able to leave himself top side of the blue if it's dead straight.
$33.
Judd will need to pot this red with a lot of pace and screw through the reds and the pink.
38.
I suppose the more pace that he screws through the reds, the better the chance of being on blue or bolt colour or even the pink.
$39.
Oh, the two reds behind the pink, look at that. They're set for a plant as well. It's all going right for Judd Trump.
Yeah, this is his chance to get it won, and get it won in style. He's capable of controlling matches
45.
tactically, but this has been all-out attack today. It's been pretty awesome to watch.
And any great player will tell you, if you're regularly doing 5, 6, 7 hours practice a day, this is what enables you to play at this level consistently for a number of frames. If you have a look at some of the pots that Judd has made in different pockets, don't know quite what that means actually. Pocket long pots, there you go, so those are the long pots. Yeah, you know, if you're regularly doing 5, 6, 7 hours a day, we used to see this with, you know, Stephen Hendry and Steve Davis before him, you know, they just practice assiduously, and, you know, that's what leads to consistency, and that's exactly what we've been witnessing all afternoon from Judd Trump, consistency.
Yes, he's dedicated to his sport,
60.
and his sport is thus providing him with the rewards for his success. Last season, Ronnie O'Sullivan
61.
set a record for prize money in a single campaign. 1,265,500 was the figure. If Trump wins this match, as seems likely now, he will break that at this event, and we're still in January. So one wonders what he'll end up at the end of the season. He's surely going to be here tomorrow for the semi-finals of the Masters. This is match ball. Fantastic performance, outstanding from Judd Trump this afternoon from 3-1 down. He's not put a foot wrong.
$74.
Yeah, it's been a remarkable performance from Judd Trump. Remarkable.
75.
He's annoyed at missing that.
From 75.
That's the level he's playing at. But what a win, what a performance. A new seasonal prize money record, and the Trump Grand Slam of the 4 major titles is still on because he's in the semi-finals of the Masters. A sensational second half performance to beat Junhui 6-3.